Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I'm Peter, that's Connor, and we're going to talk about The Flash, Season 3, Episode 4. It's called The New Rogues. Full spoilers for the episode, as always. Mirror Master!
I loved it.
Oh man, this was the one big villain from Flash that felt like it was still missing. Like, we'd had Grodd, we'd built up some of the main roles, Cold, Weather Wizard, Heatwave. There's still a couple that we could have. We've had Trickster, and obviously Reverse Flash and Zoom being the big sort of arch nemesis. But Mirror Master was the one rogue that felt like it was. I mean, the top sure does exist in the comics, but I wasn't waiting
If
on the top.
Yeah, you can take it or leave it.
Yeah,
Mirror Master felt like we needed it at some point.
yeah, we did. And they met with Scudder, and they made some changes to him, mainly that he doesn't use a gun. Although there was a nice little tidbit
Reference.
about Earth 2 having McCulloch and him having a gun that does it, and it's not a metahuman. So that was a nice little. Okay, we've changed it a little bit, but we'll put in a
And it
little
also
Easter
led
egg.
to
Yeah.
the great moment of Harry naming him.
Oh, see that exchange between him and Cisco. Harry being Mirror Master, boom, and then. When they describe what the top's powers are, Cisco's like, top, yeah, want to fight, want to go? Him saying, do you want to go, cracked me up
Oh,
so much.
so good.
Do you know what? Do you know what Flash and Supergirl really have in common? They both have their faults. They both have their, from a storytelling perspective, there's things you can poke at and there's things you can say, well, this is a bit cheesy or this is a bit, bit
But
easy and convenient. But they both make me happy.
yeah, they're just both fun to watch.
They both make me happy. Especially when there's some things in the episodes that, like, especially in season one, I was expecting certain scenes to be really rough. I was, because it was clearly going into a scene where, a big example I remember like being really surprised with in season one was when, but when Joe was still very, oh, don't tell Irish you're the Flash, right?
Mm.
One of those tropes, you just gotta go over it, right? But he was like, don't tell Iris you're the Flash. And Flash goes to see Iris as Flash to try
Yeah,
and like convince her to stop writing about the Flash and so on. And Joe says to him, is like, wait, how did you talk to her? It's like, oh, I went to her as a Flash. Wait, do you think that's a good idea? And I could see the scene that was about to happen in my head. I could see the debate, I could see him getting angry, and it was like, oh god, this is going to be awful. And then Flash said, no, it's okay, I can disguise my voice. And he did his vocal cord thing. And Joe just started laughing and thought it was amazing. And I'm like, you know what? Yes.
it's because Joe is such a good TV dad that he just gets it.
So the reason why I'm talking about that, the reason why I bring it up, is I was expecting horrible things from the, oh yeah, I'll talk to Joe about it being awkward about us kissing in front of him thing. Like, I was expecting, oh, it's going to be,
Do you know what the worst part is though? Is like it should be awkward. Not even just because it's like both their dads. If if you're the girl and her dad walks in, you're probably gonna start
yeah,
kissing.
yeah. It was, I mean, maybe. Like the way he kisses her when he like says hello like, at the end and dinner table, that's fine. But yeah, when he walks in at the house, he's on top of her on the
Yeah, they're
couch.
full on making
There,
out. It's
there
like
is
you're probably gonna stop if her dad walks in.
there is no father in this world who will be perfectly comfortable seeing someone on top of his daughter like that.
Exactly.
He knows it happens, sure. You're adults, you accept it, you just don't want it, but you don't want to think about it.
That's essentially what Joe says. This is like you're both adults. Do what you want. I just don't
Yeah.
want to see it.
It'd be the same. It'd be the exact same thing. Like, I mean, they even set up the idea that Joe might have this DA as a love interest, which, I mean, I kind of roll my eyes a little bit and think, oh yeah, everyone's got a love interest. Wally's got Jesse, Joe's got this new DA. But to be fair, none of them annoyed me. None of them
Yeah.
were, but it'd be the same thing. If Iris walked in the house and this DA was on top of Joe, she would be awkward and she wouldn't want to see it.
Yeah. That's what I found like a little bit weird about this plot line. It's like Iris is playing it like, oh, you two need to get over this. It's like, do they? It is weird.
Yeah,
It's allowed to be weird.
what's the line here, Iris, that he has to be comfortable with? Like a handy? Like what?
Yeah, exactly.
Where's the point where, oh no, get a room? Where does that point lie for you, Iris? Because
The point lies at the end of this episode.
oh dear. But no, even Iris was being fun though. Like when Barry's trapped, and we'll talk about the plot, like the actual main plot in a minute. But when Barry's trapped in the glass, like and she's like cracking up at Barry because it's ridiculous him talking to him like that. And at the end, when she even jokes when Barry goes to kiss her, and he's like, "What are you doing?" Like, that was kind of funny. Like, she's kind of
and her just using the mirror.
Oh yeah.
That was amusing.
But no, like, I thought she was fun. We'll just get all the relationship stuff out of the way first, then, since we've sort of started on that path. Wally and Jesse, they do have chemistry. They did do that. We shouldn't do this, and then we will do this by the end of the episode. That's a little bit kind of grating, but I will say this: I did like his reason for not wanting to do it in the first place.
Yeah, there's long distance relationships, then there's inter-Earth relationships.
Yeah, like, you know, I get it. Like, I get, you know, she's moving back home, and in this case, home is another universe. So, I get his hesitation.
I was like, you can just catch a train over, is it?
Yeah, I was almost a bit disappointed when they actually did kind of kiss at the end. Even though I kind of get it, he's in the moment and he's like saying, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
I got my feelings. It just, you know, I was like, I almost liked him just playing it like that and being, you know what? No, it's just unrealistic. Let's just not do it.
Yeah.
But no, so there's that. But of course, main plot, Mirror Master. We see a flashback to the night of the accelerator explosion, and it's actually almost refreshing having a villain that was created from the accelerator explosion now, because it's been a while since.
Yeah,
I think
back in start of like season 2, maybe. Because season 2 was mostly Earth 2 villains.
Yeah. I know there was a couple, but yeah, it was mostly people from Earth 2. And then this season so far has been people who have got the powers because they had them in Flashpoint. And
So it really threw me off at first, because it starts with 3 years ago and it shows you the night. And until the explosion went off, it hadn't dawned on me that was actually 3 years ago now. It was like, oh my god, it's been so long.
yeah.
I don't know why. I just assumed it wasn't actually. I don't know.
Do you know, I was going to be all like, well, actually, if they had done their research, it's only been 2 years since season 1 started. However, there was a 9-month time jump when Barry woke up, so actually it was close to 3 years ago. So well played, writers. Well played. That's me overthinking it. But no, so Mirror Master gets his powers because he's like lying on a mirror when he gets hit with the explosion.
Hey, it's a better reason than Tops, because she was spinning.
Oh, yes, I'll give you it. At least with him, I can buy that he like fused with the glass or something.
Yeah, he sunk into it.
Yeah.
It was like she was just spinning around.
Yeah. Oh dear. I actually did quite like the visual effect though to show her power working.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, it worked. It was simple because I feel like her power's kind of hard to, like, because they could have literally just had whoever's been affected stumbling around. That would have looked really goofy. Yeah. But no, it worked well. So yeah, and they want we see them with Captain Cold, but before he was Captain Cold, we see what's his face? Snart, thank you. And you know, he's been his old self, and we get glimpses of him later because they use a hologram to try and trick him and stuff. But we don't see Snart himself in present day because they're waiting. Also, I love Barry like bringing it up to Joe. Oh yeah, Snart's not around. He went on a trip with some friends.
And Joe's like, I don't even want to know.
Yeah, you really don't.
I did like this because obviously I think we knew in advance that he was going to be in this episode, and I was wondering like how are they going to play this, because I was assuming they want to save the moment for Legends, surely. Yeah,
when he comes back, you know, why is he back? How is he back? Maybe Flashpoint reasons, maybe not. It depends.
Yeah. So you know, I think I did like that it wasn't that he was just back.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, flashback plus trickery. I mean, we've got these holograms because we've seen them use them before.
Yeah. So it made sense to have him in that role.
Yeah. And of course, Mirror Master's not dead by the end of the episode, and because he needs to come back. He's Mirror Master. He has to be a consistent thing that shows up every once in a while.
You can't kill off the rogues that quickly.
You can't. And I even like that the episode's called The New Rogues. Like, it's adding to that roster. Like, I can't wait for when we eventually do get the episode when there's like 6 of them together. You know, led by Cold. You know, a team. And of course, we should mention that Caitlin has to sneakily use her powers to help Barry get out of the glass.
Speaking of Cold,
yeah, Killer Frost.
No, I do like it. Like, she's been playing like this, like hiding it for a few episodes now, and it's coming up quicker than I thought it would, I think.
Well, yeah, now Cisco's got the breadcrumb, which actually conveniently leads me to Wells and the series of Wells, which made for some hilarious laughs.
I love it.
Some universes are apparently stuck in different time periods, going by how some of them were dressed.
Well, that said, they're still technologically advanced enough
Yeah, to do all
to
this.
message this back.
Yeah. So it's this weird mishmash of things. So the team, like, I remember, like, at the end of last season or between seasons, we were thinking, all right, they have to have another Wells. How are they going to do this? And I don't want to lose the Wells we have, and I'm sure Earth 2 Harry will be back, over time, varying degrees, however. But we were thinking, okay, they're going to probably get into different Wells, and I was like, I never just considered that they might just casually go, there's a whole multiverse of Wells out there, and we need one. We should just...
I love the idea that every season we can just have a different Wells.
Like, they even use fishing as a metaphor. They go fishing for Wells.
I know. I think we end up with, what was it, Earth 19 Wells?
Earth 19 Wells, who is like hipster Wells.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hipster Wells. Yeah, and there was a lot of fun jokes at Wells' expense. This one's fun and smart. Or fun and not evil. That's a combination we've not had before.
Yeah.
But no, that was making for some great laughs, both from the fake Wells and also like actual Harry, because his reaction to the other Wells, his reaction to being replaced, and all of his interactions with Cisco were pretty much spectacular this episode.
Now, odds on Earth 19 Wells, evil or not?
I don't know. I don't think it matters, and here's why I don't think it matters. I think either way he's dead soon.
Probably.
I think he's too much of a jokey character, or a jokey version, to be sticking around. I mean, they might surprise me. He might be like the main Wells we have for the rest of the season. I kind of don't feel that, though.
I don't either. But HR, I mean, we're getting closer to just having it HG Wells.
Yeah. HR.
Is that one of them is coming?
Yeah. I thought about some action, actually, but the first time that Flash and Jesse Quick go to meet Mirror Master and the Top when they're doing the bank robbery, I actually really, even though some of the effects obviously were a bit hit and miss as they're running up the buildings, Flash chasing Mirror Master up the side of the building as Mirror Master's like, teleporting in and out of the reflections, looked really cool. But my favourite moment is the fantastic slow motion shot of Mirror Master crossing over to a different building and then Barry doing the same thing, and it goes into slow motion and it plays the Flash theme, and I'm sorry, but sometimes these things just come together and it's like a total nerdgasm moment.
It really is. It's so good. It's just like, you just think, how are you pulling this off on TV? And like, just doing that.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, sure, it would look better in a movie, I have no doubts. Not a Zack Snyder controlled universe movie, admittedly. But...
Sure, you could make it look technically better, but the heart's in the right place.
Yeah. So that was the big action set piece moment of the episode for me, and it was really good fun. Are we leaving anything out? Anything you think's worth dissecting?
I really like seeing Jesse Quick in a costume. I think it looks really good.
Yeah, that's an alright costume.
I mean, because obviously we saw the costume, but we hadn't seen it in motion, and I like it. I
also, obviously it's not a lot like the comic costume, but I feel like that's because our comic costume is very, well, bad,
bland.
I guess. Bland, yeah. Not really matching the rest of the speedsters, I guess, is the way to put it.
I will say, I'm kind of feeling Barry could do with an upgrade to his suit at some point. Because everyone else's is like all leather and it looks really nice, especially when you compare it to like the Jay Garrick one.
I feel like a bit of brighter red would go a long way, and they're not going to give it to me, but yellow boots would just complete it.
It would. A little bit bright red, yellow boots, and I think a little bit less fabric, like, around the shoulder areas and stuff. I don't know.
Well,
every so often it bothers me.
I feel like you could either go all fabric or all leather, and I think either would be fine. It's the mix that doesn't work.
Yeah. I'd prefer them to just go all leather like everyone else.
I don't know if I necessarily want leather, but I don't necessarily want the fabric either. I feel like there's like another material like that could be better. And not spandex. I don't mean spandex.
I know. I'm looking at Jesse Quick. I'm looking at the Jay Garrick, and it's like pretty much all leather.
Honestly, like the original '90s show had this sort of velvety look to the outfit,
Yeah.
and I don't necessarily think that outfit, that specific one in that show, is perfect. But I feel like that material would look
I
better.
know what you mean. It's more of a smoother fabric.
Yeah,
Oh, I get that.
and it lends itself well to a brighter red than maybe leather would.
Yeah.
But that's just my thoughts on it. I don't know.
Either way, upgrade.
Although Mirror Master needs his outfit. That's the,
Oh, aye.
that's the thing.
That's a must.
Yeah, we need to complete that and give him his
Or
outfit.
at the very least, give us a scene on Earth too with the
yeah.
outfit there.
With the Scottish Mirror Master.
Aye.
McCulloch. Actually, do you know what? They could actually, because we've never seen Weather Wizard in an outfit either. I've got a feeling they could maybe, when they eventually all team up, that's when they all decide to like suit up and like, okay, we need, you know,
Yeah, like almost as a bit. Like, hang on, they've all got costumes. Let's do the same.
yeah. And even that's when like Cold could maybe even have more of a Captain Cold looking outfit. Like I know he's got the parka, but they could decide to make it more of a thing, like because we're all this team now. We're going to.
You know, I can see not doing it is Heatwave, just because it's like, nah.
If he was even back, because he could just stay with the Legends.
That's true. I mean, again, assuming he comes back just to join the Rogues at some point, just to complete it, I can see him just refusing the costume.
Yeah, because in the comics he's got more of a full-on arsonist, like sort of look to him. You know, where he's got like, the mask and all that, and it's like he's actually protecting himself from the heat as well.
But that doesn't feel like this version of Heatwave.
Nah, it doesn't. It doesn't. But no, there was no what do we call Tom Felton? Julian, is that his name?
Yes.
Oh, I've learned it. Oh, it took 4 episodes. Nice.
It's better than normal.
Yeah. He wasn't in this episode. He was mentioned, but I guess they keep the cost of their cast down by having him skip a few episodes here or there. So you know him, or was there another suspect for alchemy? I can't remember, but he's certainly a possibility.
We did have one, I'm sure.
Did we? Oh, was it not like Eddie? Did we not say maybe Eddie was?
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, not a whole lot of advancement on alchemy, but this was an important episode because we have to set up Mirror Master, and we got Jesse stuff, and it was fun. It was really funny and charming in spaces.
Yeah, you could almost accuse it of being filler for like the overall plot, but it was doing important stuff for the show.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call it filler because I feel like if you're introducing a character and you're giving them the plot of the episode and they're going to come back, then I don't think it's filler. I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be my stance on the matter. But yeah, that's the Flash episode 4. Okay, it's getting confusing because Flash and Arrow are like a week ahead of the other two, so I always have to.
And then you have like Shield a week ahead of them.
Yeah, I always have to second guess myself when I'm doing the numbers for these CW shows. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Let us know what you thought of this episode of Flash. What did you think of Mirror Master? Like and subscribe and all that stuff. It helps us out a lot. Thanks very much for watching. We will see you next time.